Good afternoon, everybody. And this is your test review. So the first problem, when they ask for the midpoint, so this is the Google form that you were told to complete. So when they ask for the midpoint, the key connection is using this formula right here. x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So that's the main idea with a midpoint. If you're told to find a midpoint and you're given 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2, this is all you need to do. Use this formula. Again, label your points. So I'm going to do that up here just so everybody sees that it's key. Label your points. So 5 is x1, and the -1 is y1. 13 is x2. 3 is y2. So anytime you have 2 pairs of points, label the first one x1, y1, second x2, y2. And now you're just doing your substitution. So x1 we said was 5, plus 13, which was x2. Add them up, you get 18. Then 18 divided by 2 was part of our original formula, is 9. Similarly for the y's, -1 is the first y value, plus 3, your second y value. Add them up, -2 divided by, +2, I'm sorry. +2 divided by 2, 1. And as a result, our midpoint is 9,1. So the second problem. Again, label your points x1, y1, x2, y2. But distance, unlike the midpoint, you're going to first subtract your x's. So x2, which is 6, minus 1, which is that x1, 6 minus 1, 5. And then 5, we're going to square the value of 5. So 5 squared, that's how we get to 25 here. So I want everybody to see this. So 5 squared this part right here. That's how we get to 25. Similarly, y2, which is 15, minus y1, 3. 15 minus 3 is 12. And then 12 squared, which is 12 times 12. Now 12 times 2, you get 144. Then your next step, you add the 25 plus 144. That's how we get the 169. But remember, the 169 is under the radical sign. So after we did our adding, 169, now you're going to take the square root of the 169. So that's our next step. Add them up. 169, square root of 169 is 13. So 13 is your actual distance from 1,3 to 6,15. This is your final answer right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is our final answer. Whoa. 13. And then that's how we get this final result over here. So now we're moving on. Number 3. Complementary, the connection, angle 1 plus angle 2 is 90. Add them up. 30 and 30, 60. No good. 42 and 48, there's your 90. The other two, 89 or 99, they're not going to work. So number 3, complementary, add your two angles, the sum better equal 90. So this one works. 42 plus 48 is 90. Done. Number 4, similarly, only difference, supplementary, the two angles must add up to 180. That's our connection. So 125 plus 55 is 180. That was it. The others will not work because option 2 is 190. Option 3 does not work either because 91 plus 90, that equals 181. So that's not good. And then 74 plus 96, that gives us a total of 107. So key connection, supplementary angles, angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. Now for this one, number 5, they tell us M is the midpoint between A and B. Now they gave us the coordinates of A, which were 5, 8. So that's where we get the first set of coordinates. So that's where we get A is 5, 8. And they also gave us the point M, 9, 10. We need to figure out what is the value of B. And we do that by, well, we first figure out how far we went from, how far did we go from A to B? I mean, A to M, I'm sorry, regarding the x's. So the x's, 5 to 9. So we added, so we went up 4. So 5 plus 4 gives us 9. That's how we went from A to M. So we're looking at the x's first. Now you're going to do repeat. So if we went up 4 for our x's, you're going to go up 4 again to get to your next x value. So 9 plus 4, that's how we get 13. Then for the y coordinate, 8 plus 2 gives us 10. Now we just add 2 again. 10 plus 2, 12. And that's it. That's how we get that problem. So our final result, 13, 12. That's the coordinates of point B. Angle 6. It's at problem 6. Angle 1 is x plus 16. Angle 2, 4x minus 5. Given these angles are vertical, so since these angles are vertical, you set them equal to each other. That's the biggest connection right here. Vertical angles, angle 1 equals angle 2. Well, the measurements are congruent. So the measurements, are equal. The angles are congruent. Measurements are equal. So since angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical, you set their measurements equal to each other. And now you're going to solve for x. So your first part here, once you set x plus 16, that's angle 1 equal to 4x minus 5. So now we need to solve for x. So that's the key set. Solve for x. And what you need to do, the first thing you need to do, now you could have done this first step one of several ways. Now, I know for period 7, one of your classmates said, oh, let's subtract 4x from both sides. You could do that. I'm okay with that. Name of the game, we have to move at least one term. Once you move the first term, then you know what to do the rest of the way. So step one, we subtracted 4x from each side. As a result, 4x's go away. X minus 4x is negative 3x. Plus 16 comes on down for the ride equals negative 5. That comes on down for the ride. So negative 3x plus 16 equals negative 5. So again, the goal, solve for x, isolate it. So step two, we can't combine negative 3x and a positive 16, but we can combine the negative 5 with this positive 16. But that means you have to subtract 16 on both sides. So positive 16, the opposite is negative. That's our inverse. So then these guys cancel. Now, negative 5 minus 16, that's the same as saying negative 5 plus negative 16. Add those two numbers, the two integers. Since they're both negative, keep the negative. 5 plus 16, 21. So we really have negative 21 here. Another way to think about it, you owe somebody $5, you owe them 16 more. Overall, you owe 21. And owing is negative. Last step. Well, we need to figure out, how do we solve for x? This is the last step. We are now going to divide both sides by negative 3. Because here, negative 3 times x, we're multiplying by negative 3. So the opposite of multiplication, division. Divide both sides by negative 3. X is 7, yet. Be careful, we're not finished. Because we're not looking for x. So some of those questions are going to ask, are you looking for x or are you looking for a measurement, overall measurement? This problem, we're looking for an overall measurement. So that means you need to substitute this 7 for x. And then you follow order of operations. So 4 times x, 4 times 7 minus 5. You substitute, multiply. 4 times 7, 28, minus 5, 23. That's our answer. So angle 2, that measurement equals 23 degrees. And similarly, 7 plus 16 is also 23. So it works. Number 7. Angle 1 is x plus 4. Angle 2, 3x plus 2. Given angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary. So that's the key phrase. They're complementary. That means angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90. That's a must. That's your first connection. You have to realize, okay, angle 1 and angle 2, since they're complementary, add them up, you get 90. So then you replace angle 1 with x plus 4. That was given. Replace angle 2 with 3x plus 2. Also given. Now we combine like terms, the x and the 3x, 4x. 4 plus 2, 6. Now we're down to a two-step equation. We solve for x. Step 1, subtract 6 on both sides. 90 minus 6 is 84. These 6's go away. And the 4x comes on down for the ride. So now we have 4 times x equals 84. But we want to solve for x. So that means we need to divide by 4. Because originally 4 times x, you're multiplying. Opposite of multiplying by 4. Opposite operation, I should say. Division. Divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 goes away. 84 divided by 4 is 21. And we cannot forget our x. Similar to problem 6, not finished. You have to substitute. X equals 21. That's going here. So x equals 21. Plug in 21 for x. 21 plus 4 is 25. This is your final answer, ladies and gentlemen. We wanted the measurement of angle 1. So the measurement of angle 1 is 25 degrees. So unlike, like number 6, do not solve just for the variable. You have to give me the actual angle measure value. All right. Moving on. 25 is our result. And we have our answer option down here. All right. Great. Linear pair. That's your key connection. Linear pair. The sum equals 180. So you first will add your two expressions. In this case, it's just 3q plus 15q plus 8. Just like before, combine like terms. So in this case, just combining the 3q with the 15q, you get 18q. Plus 18 for now. So when we combine like terms, look on the same side first. So that's what we should say. So each side separately. So just to make sure we know, just in case we had to combine like terms on the other side of the equal side. In this case, we don't have to because 180 is all by itself. Each side separately. 3q, 15q, 18q. And that's all because we can't combine the positive 18 with anything for now on the left side of the equal sign. So now we solve for q. Subtract 18 on both sides. 18 minus 18 goes away. 180 to divide, minus 18 rather. 180 minus 18, 162. So for the moment, if 18q, remember that just came on down for the ride. 18q equals 162. And now you need to divide both sides by 18. And that's how we have q is equal to 9. And since we only have to solve for q, this is where we need to go. And you're done. Okay, 19. This one, distance, overall distance. That's one of our first two keys. Overall distance is 48. So this entire distance, all the way from A to C, is 48. Now, what you do, going back to the beginning, We also know from the diagram that AC is equal to AB plus BC. So we can also say AB, whoops, wrong color marker, AB plus DC equals AC. Now in this case, so that is general rule. So no matter what the distance is from A to B, you add the distance from B to C, add those two distances up, it's going to give you the overall distance from point A all the way to point C. So AB, which is 2x minus 4, plus BC, 3x plus 2, equals 4AC, which is 48. So just like before, combine your like terms. 2x, 3x is 5x. Negative 4 plus 2, negative 2. And then from there, solve for x. Step 1, or step 2, I should say, add 2 to both sides. So you get then 5x equals 50. And then your last step, last but not least, divide by 5. 5x divided by 5, which is x, equals 50 divided by 5, which is 10. In this case, you just look for, once you find x, you're done. You're done for this particular problem. Because that's all we're trying to do. That's all this problem wanted us to do. Be careful. Some of the other problems are going to be a little different. Now 10, ABD is 135. So they told us the overall measurement. Overall measurement from here all the way to here. Grand total is 135 degrees. Now, angle addition postulate says overall angle from ABD, it's the same as adding ABC plus CBD. So basically, the total ABD, you get that from adding ABC plus CBD. That's it. So ABC is 4x plus 2. CBD, 3x minus 7. So basically, you're just adding these two expressions. And you're going to set it equal to 135. That's our goal. That's the big connection. 135, your overall angle, equals sum of ABC, which is 4x plus 2, plus CBD, 3x minus 7. Once we established our equation, goes back to before, combine like terms. So that's always one of your first steps. Then solve for x. So here, combine like terms, 4x, 3x is 7x, positive 2, negative 7, negative 5 rather. Add 5 to both sides. 135 plus 5 is 140. 140 equals 7x. Divide both sides by 7. As a result, x is 20. We're not finished. Unlike before, we want the value of angle CBD. We don't want just x. They don't want x. We want CBD. That's what we want here. Measurement of angle CBD. That's what we're trying to find. Well, measure of CBD is 3x minus 7. So now you substitute 20 for x. Now you're going to do your substitution. So unlike before, if it said solve for x, you solve for x, you're done. If they want you to find something specific, you need to do some substitution. So x is 20, substitute into the expression 3x minus 7. So then we have 3 times 20, 60, minus 7. Our overall final result is 53. This is our overall result. So after you solve for x, you substitute. That's how you get your overall final answer. Okay, 11. This one, the bisector. So this ray right here, BD, bisects the overall angle CBA. So CBA goes from here, turn here. So they want us to find overall measure. Now, the bisector, the ray that bisects this overall angle with the bisector, if it's segment or angle, you're going to, the bisector will split this overall angle into two congruent angles with equal measure here. So since this is an angle bisector, this ray, B to D, bisector means each part is congruent. So it has the same measurement. So if this angle from DBA is 65, and this angle DBC is also 65. That is this angle here. So CBD is also 65. But they want the overall for CBA. Now you could say measure angle CBA equals measure of CBD plus measure DBA. So now what we're going to do is the following. Now we know that CBA is basically going to be the same as adding 65 plus 65. Or I know some of you realize too, oh, can we just double to 65? You can do that too. Yeah, you can double it. You get the same result. So 65 times 60, 65 times 2 is 130. You can do that as well. But the connection is bisector. If there's a bisector, that means these two angles, the two smaller angles, are congruent. They have the same measurements. Once you know that they're the same measurement, label each part, and if you need the overall angle, add them up. Highlight what you're looking for. Sometimes question might just ask, rather than giving us the whole angle, what's this other angle here from CBD? So do beware. So here they were looking for the overall, the 65 plus the other 65. So we have to be careful what's being asked. Okay, 12 might have been one of the hardest problems in the whole thing. So we had to break it down. Point M is the midpoint between XY on the segment XY. So what you can do, think about it like this. You can draw a diagram. Draw a line from X to Y. M is right in the middle. Do your best. I know my drawing's not the best, but anyway. M is right in the middle. We also know that X to M is 2x plus 7. And then from M to Y, 5x minus 11. That's the length of each individual segment. But do we know that this segment, XM plus MY, represents the overall length for XY? Now, we don't know X yet, but we do know, since M is the midpoint, XM is congruent to MY. The measurements, XM, the measurement of my MY, they're equal. So you will set these two binomials equal to each other. That's what we did here. You set the 2x plus 7 equal 5x minus 11. Then you solve for x. First step, you're going to have to move one of these four terms. So one of your classmates said, oh, let's move the negative 5x. All right. Could have moved the negative 2x, but that's okay. So we're going to move the 5x by subtracting 5x on both sides. Again, if you do the one side, you have to do the other. Make the two sides equal. It's like a scale. Now, 2x minus 5x, 3x. Negative 3x, I'm sorry. And then negative 3x plus 7, bring it down for the ride, equals negative 11. Negative 3x plus 7 can't combine. Over negative 11 does not have a variable, so there's positive 7. We have to subtract 7 on both sides. So that's how we get rid of plus 7's. Negative 11 minus 7, or negative 11 plus negative 7, negative 18. Negative 18 is equal to negative 3x. Notice, last step, we're going to multiply negative 3 times x, so the opposite of multiplying by 3, dividing by negative 3. So then the negative 3's, they cancel. Negative 18 divided by negative 3, you could say negatives become positive. 18 divided by 3, we're left with 6. However, not finished. We need to find the overall measurement of y. But we do know, since xy, that's the overall length from x to m, And then from m to y, you could say xy equals the sum of xm plus my. Since that's the case, you're going to, rather than set 2x plus 7 equal to 5x minus 11, now you're going to combine like terms. You have to combine 2x plus 5x. Remember, now we're looking for the overall distance, so we have to add the two sections together. So you add 2x and 5x, 7x. Positive 7, negative 11, negative 4. Substitute for x, which we have to do here. So 7 times 6 is 42. 42 minus 4, 38. Point S is located between the points R and T. So point S right in the middle. Now, they say R to T. So from R to T, you go 41 total units, steps, miles. They also say segment ST. So from S to T, that's 25. We need to determine what's left. Now, R to T is the same as R to S plus S to T. That's where we get this statement. R to T equals R to S plus S to T. Then we do our substitution. RT is 41. Our S, what we're trying to find, ST is 25. So now, when 41 equals RS plus 25, think of RS is a big old variable. With the 25, we can subtract on both sides. So then what happens is, Forty-one minus 25 is 16. 16 is RS. So R to S, 16 units. All right. 14. Angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. So angle 1 is 4x plus 7. Angle 2, 2x plus 17. You add those two angles up to get 180. That's supplementary. Angle 1 plus angle 2, 180. Place angle 1 with 4x plus 7. Angle 2, 2x plus 17. Combine your like terms. 4x and another 2x. 6 total x's. 7 and 17, add them up, you get a positive 24. Now, after that's done, next step, you subtract 24 on both sides. So 6x plus 24 equals 180. Subtract 24 on both sides. That is step number 1. So 180 minus 24, 156. And that 6x comes on down for the right. Then 6 times x is 156. Opposite of multiplying by 6, divide by 6. So 156 divided by 6. 26 is your result. Then your last step, you have to find the measurement of angle 1. So since that's specific, when I find an x, you have to find a measurement of angle 1. But they give that to you. So angle 1 equals 4x plus 7. Substitute 26 for x. 4 times 26 is then 104. 104 plus 7 is just a final result of 111. That is your final answer. So after you solve for x, you need to find the measure of angle 1. So that's a substitute in order of operations. And similarly, 15. Find the measure of angle CED. So this is what we need to find overall. This part right here. This angle right here. Now, the diagram, they tell us angle BED, which is basically your straight line. That's 180 degrees. That's what you get first. So BED, that angle, 180. That's good. Now, BED equals BEC, which is 9x minus 1. This angle right here, plus CED, 7x plus 21. So 9x minus 1 plus 7x plus 21. You need to combine like terms. 9x plus 7x is 16x. Negative 1, positive 21. 21 minus 1 is 20. So now we need to subtract. Subtract 20 on both sides. So 180 minus 20 gives us 160. So again, the key connection. The two angles up here. Don't worry about this 4y plus 9. I'm going to tell you right now. Don't worry about this. Do not worry about that part of the problem. Focus only on the x's. You have your overall straight line angle. So that means the total is 180. Each angle separately. Well, you have to sum up the two angles to get the 180. So that's combined like terms. So the 9x we combine with the 7x. And then the negative 1 combined with the positive 21. That's how we get 16x plus 20. Solve for x, subtract 20 on both sides. 180 minus 20 is 160. Positive and negative 20 go away. Then we divide both sides by 16. So 16 times x, opposite of multiplying by 16, dividing by 16. 160 divided by 16 is 10. And then the last but not least, now you have to solve for angle CED. You need to find that measurement. So that's a substitution. You're going to substitute this x value, which is 10, into the expression. Seven times x plus 21. So 7 times x plus 21 is the same as 7 times 10 plus 21, which equals 70. And then 70 plus 21 is 91. So CED, the overall measurement for CED is 91. Okay. Any questions? As always, feel free. See me during either office hours or after school. Thank you very much. Good luck. You guys will do great.